Whenever you're ready, Jamie. Rock on. Give it to me thick. Tell me what you want. You tell me what you want to say. Like the first episode.
Okay.
Record.
Okay.
Tell
Hello,
me.
guys. Welcome to Miku and Buzz podcast. This episode's about beef between me and Gregor. There's an indifference between the business ideas that we are currently going along with. As you're aware, we've done a few episodes with our father, with me and Gregor discussing our business proposal and what business we're going with our pizza rental business for Edinburgh. For the last 3 weeks, Gregor, as I was saying, we've basically not really done an awful lot. Obviously, you took a very much of a leadership role within this sort of business, and have been helping us get to where we probably have been at the now. Me and Callum maybe taking a little bit of a step back as much as we probably should be doing, and obviously getting into it. But in the last 3 weeks, you've been away for a week. Busy life changing. You know, I've been applying for new jobs. Callum has just been sort of generally busy. Sounds like he's working on obviously an awful lot and not having much time to sort of help us with business either. We had a wee chat. You obviously were away last week, so had a wee chat obviously with Callum.
Why are you having chats without me? What's the deal there?
Because you were on holiday and you were away with
There
your
was a week
partner.
before and a week after that you've not spoken to me.
I think I speak to you on a regular basis. But here, let me get to my point, okay? So one of the things we had a chat about, me and Callum, was obviously the business. I was obviously chatting to him about how he is. Sounds like he's having a fucking ball over in Australia, buzzing for our parents to be going out. But yeah, what I would like to say is me and Callum's main observation and chat from what we're talking about is the pizza business rental is a business that we probably haven't tested yet. You know, we've not done the sort of test marketing to figure out if it's going to be successful or not. However, my biggest worry and the biggest thing with the business is how far we've got where it's so far, because we're not that interested in it. You know, the business overall hasn't grabbed, you know, we're not, all three of us aren't now going, this is great, let's, you know, why are we not doing this, like, let's get on to it.
What I want to say to that...
And we've been given, and let me, I'm not...
Can I not get my point? And you've had a chat for 2 minutes here and you got nothing across.
Okay, fine then, get your point across.
Well, my point here is you always come in with the big balls chat being like, we've done nothing. What's the story here? Oh, Greg, you've taken a leadership role. Okay, we've done bits and bobs, but nothing's really happened. We're not excited. We're not excited enough. We're not excited enough. We're brothers. We're not just it's not happening. It's just not us. We're not excited enough. And then what happened? How did we get to this point? We did a quiz. We did some questions. We came up with a point system. We decided together on this, and I came up with a plan, and then tried to get you guys involved. And you didn't do your parts, and I had to give you feedback on your parts, which wasn't up to scratch. And fair enough, I've been off the ball the last 3 weeks. Maybe not pulling my weight as well. I've been away for a week as well. So yeah, it's a combination of things. And for you to turn around and be like, right, so okay, it's good to be like, okay, maybe it's not working. Fair enough. But a big but, like, I was trying to take a leadership on this project so far, and you and Callum have pretty much been sitting back. Not once in the last 3 weeks have you gone in the chat, what's happening, what we're doing.
Yeah,
I think we should do this. Now you come at me with a big argument, like you've got beef with me, saying that let's go in a different direction. That's not the way to change. That's not the way to get me motivated in the first place. So let me hear your point. Go on.
It's not. Okay, guys. If you're listening to this, it's not actual beef.
It's never actual beef. That's the thing. Okay, never actual beef.
It's just chat.
So Jamie likes it.
A bit of bacon on this side today.
So Jamie likes to talk to me. You know, you better. Is it
so?
Fried bacon?
I think the biggest thing with it is like, so the ideas. See, when we did the quiz thing at the start and stuff, you've always been sort of like, for the last probably a couple of years, known that you've been quite like switched on and with coming up with random ideas and writing them down. So you had like a lot of ideas to put forward.
That's fair. I had a lot.
And it's like, and when it came to doing the quiz thing and the points and figuring out like what one would be the best and stuff like that, I still like, yeah, I'm not going to go back on what I think of the idea. Like, I still think the idea is good. Like, I think the business model is good.
Okay.
But it's not the business isn't going to do well, and I think there's still possibility for the business to do well. I just don't think it's for as a business for us three. It's not a business that's going to work the best for us. I think you're going to have our oldest brother who's going to have such a small input on it and basically be left out.
Yeah.
You're going to have me in Aberdeen not being able to actually physically try and help you because I know that I'm now going to be here for a longer period of time
Yeah.
in Aberdeen. Um, and we're all sort of getting on with life with where, like, you know, we've all got partners, we're all, you know, you've been away now, we've got busy lives, we've all got busy lives, and I think this business is going to require a lot of time and effort from all of us,
Yeah.
like any business. And I'm not trying to say, like, obviously, like we're going to have to come up with something or, you know, do something. I
Hmm.
just think this business model and the business that we're wanting to do with it, and the time it's taken us to get where we are, we could do something else with the money and the time more efficiently or more effectively to generate other income.
Cool.
So, like, my thought process on it is go back to what I proposed when I first started. So when we first went with this and we all had a chat, I proposed obviously doing like online single products, finding, you know, something that's trending, or find something that's that just generally sells all year round, or seasonal sort of timing. You know, summer's coming up, people buying paddling pools. My paddling pools are selling. I've sold multiple now. I have one left. Things like this. You notice small trends, and my thought process is, how simple is it for when we did our Moonlight one? Like, once we set up the website and stuff, like, generally what we were needing to do with that is optimization with ad campaigns and learn about that side of things. And
Hmm.
I think I would enjoy that. That's something that I did, that I've done marketing, but I've not used my knowledge or built my knowledge within an industry that I want to do. And I feel
Yeah.
like that's something that would excite me. You know,
Okay.
you've got a great skill for sort of editing. You've got Photoshop. We can start making like wee campaign stuff. We can order the products and try and take our own wee photos. I've got a decent camera, and my thought process with it all is it can also be done with Callum. And the idea is an online shop can be not only UK based, it can be worldwide based, and Callum can take an more of an input and actually help us with like website creation. You know, he could take a front foot and actually, you know, okay, Cam, can you move this? Can you help us? You know, the
I- I'll
website
be
doesn't look good.
I'll be honest. That doesn't sound too much different to what Callum would be doing with the pizza stuff. And the main difference is you're just selling something online, and
Yeah,
then that, you know, what excites you seems to be having products online for sale and not having to like do too much
it's
else.
the big thing with me is not having to have a physical. The big thing with the online stuff is not having to have a product that you're going to have to move around when you've got no transport, maintenance of the product. Because if something breaks, we're out of pocket. We have to then get it fixed, or we have to buy a new one. The issues with obviously having to have a hold of other cover, such as like insurances, that's going to be costly, and also not sure exactly how these sort of things work, but we would need to figure that out. There's a lot more other things to the pizza business that I think we don't need at the moment. I think we could come back to it. I think it's something we like. The pizza business is not like I want to go like fuck it, just chuck everything away. I want to go take like let's just take a step back and maybe use some of the money that we've got at the moment that Dad's given us and invest it into something that we can do a bit quicker. And if I'm wrong, you know, for all I'm saying, what I think and what I'm doing now could be wrong as well. You know, we could start doing it, and all three of us are going like, "This is boring. This is pish."
Yeah, I
Fine.
mean,
But
100%.
I know that the pizza business, from mine and Callum's point of view, especially when I was speaking to Callum about it, he's kind of on a similar page with me.
Yeah, but I think the argument there, or from my point of view, um, I'm not precious about the idea. It was my idea initially, but I like how we decided on it, and we decided to progress with it, and we made a small sort of proposal plan and like how we'd approach it. The issue is we just got stuck at this first hurdle. So to jump now seems a bit stupid when we haven't even done the first hurdle, which is actually not even buying anything. It's just literally testing the
But
market.
does it
So
does it make sense for us to like? So why haven't we tested the market?
because you
That's
haven't
my
done your tasks than what we set up. Like I haven't done my tasks
no,
what I
but
set
like
up.
so
Like
like
it's a very simple, should be quite straightforward process to do that. But we wanted to do it at a higher level to make it seem more legit. I get your point. It's probably going to be like once if it does take off, and it's like then we actually have to set it up. I get your point there because it's like maybe we're not set up for that initially, but at least we've tested the water with this idea, and it's not like that's the idea that we have to progress with. If you want to do
yeah,
something as well at the same time, Callum was doing his 3D printer stuff on the side. We agreed to that he could do that alongside this.
but
Has he
I
done
don't
much of
yet.
it?
So
Exactly. I think it's a time thing. And for
yeah,
you to be like, if by all means there's cash sitting about, there's money in the stock market working
how is
for
that doing?
us. Obviously, not too great with the stock market at the moment, but you know, it's long term. Hopefully, it returns to what it was. But it's
But
at least
do we
it
not need the
was.
money?
Well, we will at some point, but at the moment when it's just we don't have anything to spend money on
Yeah,
initially, it makes sense to invest it. It was just bad timing. The market kind of switched for us. It's not disastrous, but it's not great. But at least it was there and it is still there to potentially work for us.
yeah.
Arguably, the money that we have left still in cash, you can invest it now, and because the stock market's cheaper, eventually any rise will be positive. But that's another day, I think. Um,
So okay, to get it back to like a point where obviously we're moving forward. Um, what should we do then? Like, what? So, like for me, I think what I would probably like to do then is with the current what we've got. Like, it seems stupid to just kind of like fling away what we've already done. Like, there have been quite a bit of work done on it. We've all sort of had our own input, and you've had quite a lot of input into it. Um, shall we get a plan then? Should we do?
so, like,
Let's,
look,
what do you want the next stage?
this is my bare minimum, like my bugbear with working with you guys is like everything's there in Notion to be like, let's have a plan, let's arrange it. You could literally go in Notion and be like, oh, I've got XYZ to do this week. I post in the WhatsApp group and be like, guys, this is what I'm up to. How are you getting on?
Yeah,
Literally, that's it. And you come back to me every time and time again, being like, so what's our next plan? What's our goal? I'm like, just take some
like
initiative and go like, okay, this is what we're gonna do.
yeah,
It's there to be done. But so that's what worries me about other things you set up and do because it distracts from what we're doing now, which could be a mini project, test the waters
yeah,
with the idea. If it doesn't work, we move on. Let's try
yeah.
products. What you're doing, move on.
I think the biggest thing with it is like just one of the things me and Callum says we're both not heavily invested in it. I think
Mm.
that's the other thing. Is like
And I don't think
that
switching
I
to selling online
can't.
products would change that.
No, I would almost agree with that. Like I think with myself, I would take more of an interest into that side of things because it is something I like to do, and I think having the support of you guys would be great. So it's something that I'm more invested in.
Mm.
I'm not. I think I'm just not fully there with obviously the pizza business, but yeah, you're right. We need to test the waters first before calling quits or doing anything. So why don't we do this? So within next month, we have an episode to obviously tell you guys, the audience, the listeners, that what we're doing. Is this idea going to be worthwhile? We have done basically a questionnaire or something for
For me,
to get out there.
it's like for me, we always come back to this and we tell we're going to give an update. For me, it's like it's just been a bit more realistic about it. So for me, at my diary, and I've doing this lately, is like I would spend a lot of time in front of the computer in the evening trying to work on things. But with the weather being so nice in the evenings, I'm now trying to be outside. So I'm trying to get up earlier to work. And then sometimes, obviously, it doesn't happen every day.
Yeah,
But but Monday I started work at 8. Today I started work at 8. And I think actually, that's because projects are going on and it's quite busy. But if I took that energy into this, starting
yeah,
at 8 and a full hour, I can get quite a lot done. So that's what I'm thinking going forward is like I'm gonna use that morning time to work on the project, and I just haven't taken the same mindset of when I'm actually working to this.
yeah.
So that's what I'm doing. What are you doing?
So I think in perfect examples, yeah, I think you're correct. Like, so for me, I've not like perfect example, other days off I've had where I've had time to do stuff. I very much like, like just stayed in bed longer
Hmm.
than probably really need to, not being as, active in doing things.
Hmm.
Whereas, so like I've just finished my second day off, and I'll go back to it tomorrow.
Cool.
But I got up, took Rebecca to work, and then went from there straight to the gym and got a
Cool.
workout for an hour each morning, and then came back, got my hair cut, like did little things that needed to be done, flat clean, like just being a bit more proactive. Whereas I could have easily came back, went to bed, you know,
Yeah.
very easily, and then booked a round of golf, like being just a bit more active. It's probably now needing to transfer that into
This.
sitting this, sitting about,
Hmm.
sitting down, actually, okay, let's look at Notion. What was the last thing that's been done? Analyzing it. Okay,
Yeah.
and then just doing something on it, and then being like, guys, I've done this. Like, what do you think?
Yeah.
Um,
Part of
and
me goes.
all of us taking like our own thing instead of obviously, like, as you say, like we do. I even just there, like asking, "Oh, you, what we do next?"
Yeah.
It's all of our idea.
Hmm.
It's a community approach. Whereas I think me and Callum will probably definitely not done as much as what we should have. But
Yeah.
there's the aspect of like I think there is like Callum's definitely in a different. For Callum, it's a little harder. For me, I've probably just taken a bit of a laser approach to it. But
Yeah.
I think
It's.
Callum being in Australia is just so hard for him to actually connect with it and
Yeah.
connect with us with it,
Yeah. I mean, we
which makes
talked to
it a lot
him.
harder.
We talked to him, and it's like he wants to do a task. It doesn't take longer than half an hour, so he can just do it
Yeah,
quickly after work or before work or whatever. That's fine. I get that. I think for me, and I thought initially like having tasks in Notion would be an easy way to basically say like, here's some tasks on Notion, you could do them. That's not really working. And I think in hindsight, I'm working out. It's like when you go to work, you know yourself. You've got a timetable, right? So
yep,
work knows when you're in supposed to be in, and you actually got stuff to do when you're in on those times. Same
yep,
for me. I know when I'm supposed to be working at work, and it's almost like I don't know when you're working on this our project. You don't know
yeah,
when I'm working on this project. So
yeah,
maybe it's a case of like it'd be actually quite nice for me to be like, oh, I know Jamie's got time scheduled in for this on this day. He's going to be working on X project. So you can even do like a calendar, shared calendar. You put in your an hour or however long you want to work on a certain thing, and you
yeah,
title it what you're working on. And if that's shared with me, I'll know I can look at the week and go like, oh, Jamie's working on that. I'll ask him how's it going when he's there,
yeah,
and then I do the same for you. So you basically can check your calendar and go like, actually, Gregor should be working on this week. Has he done it, or how's it
yeah.
going? I think it's more just about that aspect because that will give
Okay.
us a visibility of how we're managing our time.
In terms of like bringing it back to like obviously like the next steps then. So like we could go around in a circle and sort of like the sort of progression and actually setting a calendar and things like that, which I would agree that would be beneficial for I
I just
think for me
think
and you especially.
arguably
Um,
it's a bit much. It's like I'm watching you, you're watching me, blah, blah, blah. But what we've been doing clearly isn't working.
yeah, we need to do something to change it to figure out what does work for us.
Mm.
Um, with the next steps, then, like for me, I think the next steps have to be actually just getting something produced that's out there for people to see, to like be like,
Well,
are they interested? Because like I know we've got now, you've created like the design stuff, like I've got people that we can obviously share to that would be interested in maybe getting in touch with and stuff like that. But like for me, the biggest thing is spending like a little bit of maybe the money and actually just posting stuff to get out to like
right.
across
So
Edinburgh
so it works in
to
tandem.
then
It works in tandem. So basically, I'll be creating the website, and then you'll be creating posts to share. But before you post anything, you should be sharing that post with us in Notion, so we all
yeah,
see
but
it
like
and how
so
it's
like this is the
written.
other thing is like you're gonna what you are you going to pay for our website domain and all this sort of stuff and set up all that side of things
Yeah, I mean,
before
it's like a
so like
domain's
for me,
really cheap.
I wouldn't do that. So like that's for me that's like that's counterproductive because what you're going to do is you're going to spend a whole lot of time and effort into something that I could then create a post about to share with people through Facebook, social media, to find out that it's not wanted, it's
I
not
thought,
necessary that and
yeah,
stuff. And I, for me, I'm going to go like I can get a hold of feedback, and then you could, and it could be okay. It could be really positive and it'd be great. It could be mixed, or it could just be like purely just negative. It could just be like, I wouldn't pay this much, or I wouldn't do this. That seems a bit of a waste. Why I can order a pizza for £10? Why would I then do
Yeah,
this?
that's the
So
thing.
like
I get that. There's a
for
difference.
me,
Yeah, go ahead.
that's the key thing. And I even speaking to like dad chatting with us is like, we haven't just created a simple thing with a design with our logo with our like making like a Survey Monkey sort of own style, but with our design and our logo on it,
Mm.
questionnaire that just gets fired out to thousands of people, and just try to get as many people to complete this form
Yeah,
to then get the data that so we can actually go, holy shit, like this is actually going to work. Like, look how many people, like, see, even we get like, say it was like, say we managed to get in Edinburgh like 5,000 people to sign or fill out the form.
yeah,
You get like 10% of that 5,000 to actually purchase something. That's a proven business. You're going to make enough money once it gets word of mouth. It's going to grow that side of things. We can actually justify moving forward and spending money on a domain. You spending your own time on creating a website. Callum taking more interest in stuff like that.
yeah,
That's for me the next step. The next step's not, oh, you do this bit, you do this bit, you do this bit, and then we'll come together. No, it's let's work together to create something that's going to work to then get people interested to actually click on this, to then click and tell us, oh yeah, I would do that, I would buy it.
yeah.
Because
So
three minds together as one to try and get people to click on it is better than me just doing that. Because I know for a fact my English isn't good.
no,
I've got to stick
that's
to
not
my
my. Yeah,
design,
no,
my like all that side of things to help.
you're totally right. You're totally right. The point I'm making is we want to do everything together. It's not that you create a post and post it. You create a post, you share it with us in Notion so we can actually review it as a team and then make sure it's correct and what the basic copy we want to get across, the
Yeah,
photos we want to get across, the image we want to get across, and then we share it.
yeah, no,
That's
no,
what we want you to do. My
I
point
completely,
is, see the website stuff, Jimmy?
yeah,
So we talked to Callum about this, and we talked as a group. We went down the website route because we want it to appear as legitimate, as formal, as set. Like if somebody were to view us online, could
yeah,
basically find out what we're about, right? A post on Facebook doesn't do that because people might search for you and try and find a website. The website gives you that little bit of authority on the marketplace, and for the sake of what, £10, you can do that. So that's the angle I was going down. And then
yeah,
also, if we pay for the service that we're looking for regards to building the site, which is no code, quick development, single page website, you can actually just switch that around for any other idea that we have. So that we can pay for the professional for 1 year, which might be, I think it's like £50 or something. That gives us a load of opportunities to test different ideas, and we can actually just build on that if the pizza thing works out. So the website is all about building authority online, which you don't
yeah,
have with just a post, or it's hard to get across with a post. You can do it, no doubt, but I think because we spent so much time on it and it's like we want it to kind of work, that made sense from that point of view to
yeah.
build a bit of online presence, and we can put up information about the idea because it's like it's hard to get the idea across on a post and like a single image.
So
Like
like
it's
that's yeah. For I
that's
completely
part of it,
agree
which we might
with
struggle with.
that. Yeah, I just like I'm my big what is like having like a simple test to like not even like even just like um a questionnaire that's not branded, like getting people to just share it through generic stuff just to like fill out a questionnaire to then get a general interest,
Mm.
to be like, okay, this is something that actually people be interested in. And then if that goes, then do the next, then go to
Yeah,
the
that's
bigger.
that's that's a really good point. Really good
Is
point.
it worth
We
is
could,
it
we
worthwhile,
could do that.
instead of doing all this first, why not we do simple one, really simple one, doesn't say our brand, doesn't say anything like that, because then it doesn't, nobody can link it back. It's just like some sort of generic post,
Mhm.
and then get people to either try and get people to sort of click on it and stuff. I don't
Yeah, I
probably
mean,
learn
that's
from
a
that
good
and then go
idea.
from there.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'm all for that.
Cool. So, by the sounds of it, I think we need to obviously steps need to be made. New structure has to be made for how we're moving forward and how we're going to monitor what people get up to, and actually, you know, making sure people get stuff done.
I'll
E.g.,
try.
e.g. myself.
I'll yeah. I'll try and set up a yeah. It'll be easy to do, just like a shared Google Calendar. Use
Yeah,
Google. Use Gmail, right?
yeah, I use Gmail and stuff. So,
Cool.
okay, cool. Well, this has been productive because I feel like
Do you
obviously
feel that, Jamie?
I don't want like I still don't want to do I still believe in what I said at the start. I'm not gonna take back what I said at the start. I still think that,
Yeah.
okay.
No, no, of course. I mean
Um,
that the point is like we're actually testing it.
but
That's what we want to get to.
yeah, realistically, we want to get to a point where we've tested the market to figure out if this is going to work or not. My other worry is just the fact that how much it's going to be work for you. Like, if this goes, like, say we get it through and it's like people are
Hmm.
like, oh, get it going, yeah, like I want to hire next week. Like, this is great. This sounds like such a good idea.
Yeah.
And stuff
Well,
like
we
that.
had.
Like my issue with that is like you getting the stuff about to people
Yeah.
because
So
it is purely down to you because we're not going to employ that. Like funny one, Dad said to me the other weeks when I was down was like, "Oh, just employ someone," and I went, How do you expect to employ someone?" He goes, "Well, you've got money," and I'm like, "Yeah, we've not got that much money." And then how like do you know what I mean? Like I just didn't understand the logic. We're not at the stage to do that sort of thing.
well, it's like I
Um,
guess you could be like, oh, you put an ad up on Gumtree and be like, I'll pay £10 to deliver a pizza oven.
yeah,
Train them up and be like, people will do that. I was speaking. We had Callum had a random call, and was like, "Do you remember Rory?"
yeah,
So he was like asking about different jobs and like how can I earn some extra cash. And me and Callum kind of just, oh, do you want to deliver pizzas for us? And like, he's the kind of a person who's got some time if he's not on the ski slope teaching skiing.
yeah.
And it's like, you can kind of wangle your way around it and make it work. End of the day, I'll be buying a. Oh wait, I can take my bike and the
The
bike
trailer.
trailer. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, it might
To be
be
fair, the trailer
far.
that actually might work. Get Brandon on the trailer.
And mom and dad are leaving for Australia soon, so I could just take mom's car.
No, take the Jag.
Take the Jag.
Dad, I know you're listening to this, so you better put a comment down. Where's the keys?
Yeah, hopefully. There's be ways to work it, and I mean, it's always a challenge you'd overcome. We've come over challenges before,
Yeah,
so yeah, I get your
yeah,
point though. I really do understand your point because it is quite a logistical business. That's
yeah,
the issue,
yeah,
and the comments on Dad's post to Medium again highlight that. Like people are dissecting the idea and going like, yeah, this is like quite, um, I guess, logistical intensive.
yeah.
Um, yeah, but I guess
We
same
don't know
again. It's
yet.
just like
We've not tested it. We don't know.
say
We've not
true.
tested it.
And at the same point is like we're still kind of learning how each of us sort of properly work, and also if we understand how to do this as a team, you can then test it with other ideas. Like we were saying,
Yeah,
a simple Facebook SurveyMonkey uh, quiz might just suffice.
yeah.
So yeah, it's just about figuring that out.
Cool. Perfect. Well, this was quite a lovely wee chat.
Cheers, Jimmy. I've enjoyed chatting to you this evening.
Good, good. Well, hope you guys have listened to this episode and made it this far. If you've clocked off at the start and then skipped to the end,
Fair enough.
then you do that again. Um, and thank you if you've listened to all of it.
Yes,
Um,
thank you so much.
we really appreciate it. But yeah, hopefully you guys will come back next week for episode number 25. We may catch up to the weeks that we've missed.
We have a doubler.
We'll have a wee doubler at some point.
That's good.
But yeah, look forward to getting into the next conversation, Gregor. I think
Thanks.
next week's going to be an interesting one. So
That'd
thank
be
you
great.
guys, and we'll catch you later.
Catch you later.